जब मैंने अपने ऑफिस में कॉल किया तो वो बोल रहे थे सत्या सर आ गए एंड आई नो कि आप बस से ट्रैवल करके आए हैं। हमेशा आप बस और पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट लेते हैं?
5.5 years through pool transport or PMPML, which is the public transport. And I've gone little far saying that there might be tendency to pick up the old habits. उसीलिए मैं मेरा इंश्योरेंस रिन्यूअल के लिए छोड़ दिया, मेरा लाइसेंस रिन्यूअल के लिए छोड़ दिया,
अच्छा।
thinking that that will be one of the deterrent from me going back to my old habits.
वॉलंटियरिंग आप इतना करते हो, फिर भी उससे रिलेटेड बहुत सारे मिसकंसेप्शंस भी हैं। आपसे बेटर पर्सन नहीं मिलेगा जो मुझे बता सके कि क्या मिसकंसेप्शंस हैं लोगों के दिमाग में।
A major group of students and other, they don't come forthcoming because they say like, will it get me a job? They look for, has this guy has enough experience doing things? Has he immersed himself in a real problem? Had he worked with a team? And that is a misconception people have. No, just by volunteering I don't get a job. No, it adds strength to you finding the right job.
What are the challenges you have faced and how you overcome?
Language was always a contention. Other than English and Tamil, I didn't know. Hyper connected world, you are still locally disconnected because you don't know the language.
इतना नहीं है अभी की एनजीओ में, अभी भी हम लोग CRM और बहुत छोटे छोटे सॉफ्टवेयर्स के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन कहीं तो ये या तो फ्यूचर में होगा या कभी होगा। कैसे ये लैंडस्केप चेंज होगा वॉलंटियरिंग और सोशल?
Now we see platforms coming up. Earlier we used to ask like 50 limited people around us and connect through Connect of Peoples. Now there are global fundraising platforms, Impact Guru, social investing platforms like Rangade, where you can choose a cause. 5,000 of my rupees should go to a woman in this village who is doing only stitching. I want to empower them. So these are not physically impossible for people to coordinate. Platforms do engage people, which means they give out a new business model to make an impact.
वेलकम टू चेंज एंड बियॉन्ड पॉडकास्ट। और आज के हमारे गेस्ट हैं सत्या नटराजन। हम में से हर कोई वॉलंटियरिंग करना चाहता है। कभी ना कभी हम सब ने सोचा होगा कि हम कहीं ना कहीं वॉलंटियरिंग करते हैं, लेकिन फिर क्या आता है कि हमारे पास टाइम नहीं है, रिसोर्सेज नहीं है। और ये जो मिथ्स हैं, ये जो मिसकंसेप्शंस हैं, इसके बारे में हम काफ़ी लेंथ में बात करेंगे और वॉलंटियरिंग की दुनिया कैसी है, कहाँ जा रही है, उसके ऊपर भी बात करेंगे। सत्या नटराजन जो है वो नेशनली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड हैं, IT प्रोफेशनल है, बट चेंज मेकर एट हार्ट हैं। और उन्हें काफ़ी उन्होंने टेड टॉक्स किए हैं, देन फोर्ब्स में वो मेंशन्ड है एंड बहुत कुछ कर रहे हैं वो। 10,000 प्लस एक्टिविटीज़ उन्होंने की है, 60 प्लस NGOs के साथ वो काम कर रहे हैं। तो उनसे बेटर पर्सन कोई नहीं हो सकता जो हमें ये बता सके कि वॉलंटियरिंग एग्जैक्टली कैसे होती है और हम आगे किस दिशा में जा रहे हैं। हाय सत्या, वेलकम टू चेंज एंड बियॉन्ड।
Thanks for calling me.
हाउ आर यू?
I'm fine. How about you?
Good. And I was going through your profile. इतना कुछ पढ़ा है मैंने, अभी वो सब मैं पूछने वाली हूँ। बट एक चीज़ मैं पढ़ रही थी मिनिमलिज्म के बारे में, और जब मैंने अपने ऑफिस में कॉल किया तो वो बोल रहे थे सत्या सर आ गए एंड आई नो कि आप बस से ट्रैवल करके आए हैं। सो हमेशा आप बस और पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट लेते हैं?
5.5 years.
अच्छा।
Through pool transport or PMPML, which is the public transport.
Okay.
And I've gone little far saying that there might be tendency to pick up the old habits.
हाँ।
उसीलिए मैं मेरा इंश्योरेंस रिन्यूअल के लिए छोड़ दिया, मेरा लाइसेंस रिन्यूअल के लिए छोड़ दिया।
अच्छा।
Thinking that that will be one of the deterrent from me going back to my old habits.
Okay.
एंड मिनिमलिज्म के बारे में मेरा 3 चीज़ ही बताना चाहिए। मेरा बाइसाइकिल,
अच्छा,
मेरे ऊपर 1 साल ओल्ड है।
हाँ।
So this was got to my mother when she was carrying me in her womb. Somebody said to my father, इनको पानी लेके आने के लिए 5-10 किलोमीटर चलना पड़ेगा, साइकिल खरीद के दे दो। So she was carrying the pot on the bicycle and I in her womb. So we still treasure that bicycle.
Okay.
That it spans across the generation. That is one which has carried with me. Second, mera waist belt is still 18 years young, which means it has not let my dignity down. And so I've been using it for a very long time. And the third one is what you asked about, the use of public transport. So बहुत सारा चीज़ है, ये 3 चीज़ मेरे सामने आ रहे.
Okay. Yeah, great to hear that. And but ये सबके लिए possible नहीं होता है. And I am so inspired whenever I hear about these things कि minimalism आप काफ़ी लोग adopt कर रहे हैं आजकल. आपकी प्रोफाइल से रिलेटेड जब मैं पढ़ रही थी तो इट इज़ लाइक 15 years से ज़्यादा आप वॉलंटियरिंग कर रहे हैं. 60+ NGOs एंड कम्युनिटीज़ के साथ आपने काम किया है. फुल टाइम जॉब करते हैं आप. कैसे पॉसिबल है और ये कैसे इंस्पिरेशन कहाँ से मिलती है आपको?
Right. I mean, 3 or 4 questions. I'll try to answer one by one. See, हमारा लैंग्वेज में बोलता है ODM, like help, मदद, जो भी आप कॉल कर रहे हैं, परोपकारम. So these are very many things that are used to define different aspect of volunteering. Now, if I see volunteering after having worked for 15 years and then 60+ NGOs, they have become verticalized, like fundraising, like volunteering, employee engagement. So many verticals have come. But if you ask me, with those definitions in mind, if you ask me what inspired me, is that there is no silver bullet.
Change.
मैं बचपन में था, मेरा grandma, grandpa, they didn't have enough resource in their life, but still I found them that they are sharing resources for others, doing things for others, food preparations. So it was very natural. Second, मेरा मम्मी पापा का ज़माने में money was very important, so they couldn't share as much resource as they wanted because everything became a nuclear family. So I saw the trend. So whatever my grandparents used to do, my parents were not able to do. But what they did without resource was that they imparted skills. My father, for a very long time, unless he was forced, he was taking free classes for students and IIT coaching.
Okay.
Free.
Okay.
And my mother used to do the same thing for a few years, teaching Carnatic music. ये हमारा family में, हमारा uncle, aunt were also doing the same thing. So it was naturally you grow seeing things and you imbibe certain things. So it was not like a real inspiration. ये habit, एक lifestyle बन गया. So that is what I would say inspiration for, let's say it is not a silver bullet. And then when we grew up in our schools and colleges, naturally there was NSS. So you don't break the chain, and then while you're joining a corporate, there are ERG group, employee resource group. So all along something was following up, creating opportunities, and with your lifestyle habit, it becomes natural. Now, if you ask me inspiration wise, there are times when you actually get into the act of volunteering, you derive happiness by others getting benefited. Second thing is that there are times where your peers who are doing similar activities, you have a healthy competition. Oh, ऐसा किया उन्हें, मैं क्यों सोचा नहीं है, मैं क्यों कर नहीं पाएगा. And then that used to feed into your positive ego.
Yes.
And then there are some times where people who have all have dropped around a cause. Then I think, like, what is that specialty ingredient that I can bring in? So it is more inspiration from within inside, around your community and your habits that defines inspiration rather than waiting for a golden moment.
Yes.
I think that's my experience. Might differ with others, but that is majorly what I would say. And there's a repeat question. You don't measure how many times you brush in a year your teeth.
Yeah.
If you don't do it in one day, then you say कुछ तो अजीब लग रहा है, क्यों मिस किया, क्यों ऐसा वाला. So volunteering has become something like that, like brushing a teeth every day or every week. So once it becomes a habit, you don't need to look for inspiration outside. You just keep doing it.
Wow, brushing your teeth. IT head हो आप बजाज के R&D डिपार्टमेंट में, और 10,000+ एक्टिविटीज़ आपने वॉलंटियरिंग की है. ये एक जो फुल टाइम वॉलंटियरिंग करे ना, उसके लिए भी पॉसिबल नहीं है. कैसे करते हो?
Right. Just a small detail there. Now, with heading IT for a particular specific vertical in one of the automotive companies, I've taken a day job.
Okay.
So पहले कितना एक दिन में 10 वॉलंटियरिंग एक्टिविटीज करते हैं, अभी इतना नहीं कर पाएगा. दैट हैज बिकम अ रियलिटी, सो आई डोंट वांट टू हाइड इट. बट इसके पहले जो भी मैं काम किया, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल फुल टाइम, मतलब आई यूज्ड टू डू fundraising brick by brick for my school annexi building. That was when I think I was in the 7th standard. And then when I came to the college, we used to clean up the big chola well,
Okay.
rejuvenating. Those are naturally that things happen because there was a specific time and an activity for that. Then there was a short pause because पढ़ना है, लिखना है, pass out करना है, mechanical engineering पढ़ लिया. Then there was a short break. So there is a run up from you getting educated to getting a job. So उधर थोड़ा pause था. But then after that, इतना पढ़ा लिखा किसके लिए? एक अच्छा काम लेने के लिए. So jumping jobs, finally I got a job where it is my golden, I would say, job that I wanted to get. Being a mechanical engineer, being MBA in IT, I wanted to get to a mechanical or a software mechanical firm.
Okay.
And then I was given in charge for developing a global capability center for one of the Boston-based multinationals. Destiny ने बोला, सत्या आप जो भी विश किया मैंने दिया.
अच्छा.
अभी रिटर्न गिफ्ट के लिए आपका नींद मेरे को आना चाहिए. So 15 years night shift because we were serving customers like Raytheon, Boeing, Airbus for customers abroad. So time zone. So सब मिला, but I have to sacrifice this.
Okay.
And then you roll over in your bed for 12 hours being in the day and you still don't get sleep. So सब लिया, सब मिला, but with this. And then my wife saw this and said like, Satya, you are really suffering. You better go out and do something what would interest you. पहला परमिशन मिला स्पाउस से, और क्या चाहिए, भगवान फाड़ के दिया. That is one. Second thing is that we went to the doctor. Hey, नींद आ रही नहीं है, बहुत तकलीफ हो रही है, क्या करना चाहिए? And he used to say, this will happen to you this way, that way. Satya, your life expectancy will come down.
Oh.
Then I said, मजाक में मैं बोला, कितना साल कम होगा? 3 साल पहले ही आपको कुछ तो रिड्यूस होगा. मैं जोकिंगली बता रहा था क्यों मैं इंश्योरेंस जल्दी वापस आने वाला है मेरा डिपेंडेंस को. Jokes apart, that time when rolling over the bed, I did have this thought, if this were to be my life for the next 50 years, because काम छोड़ नहीं सकते, because that is your dream job, काम छोड़ नहीं सकते. If this were to continue for the next 50 years, Satya, what else would you like to do? Rather than looking at it as a challenge, it was an opportunity waiting to be exploited. Then back of the envelope paper जैसा हम calculate कर रहे थे. So like, if I'm in the day shift, I will waste 2 hours in just traffic.
Yes.
2 hours watching all these shows in the TVs and stuff like that, and then do not do anything. And I said like, night shift में इतना सारा blessings मिला. 2 घंटा का commute time reduce हो गया. 2 घंटा का reality show and other shows, I'm not against it, but you naturally get to not see that. And then 2 hours आपका sleep sacrifice किया, you get contiguous 6 hours of work. किसको मिलने वाला है? If you see about 4.odd lakh citizens are working in the night shift, supporting customers elsewhere. All are blessed with the same blessing that I have. Instead of asking, क्यों मेरे पास आया ये तकलीफ? Look at the other way. Hey, you are blessed, man. You can do so many things. As I started volunteering for one, look at the buffet of volunteering and then chose some verticals. And that's how I ended up tagging with 60 plus NGOs and doing all these things. So instead of asking why me, if you ask why not me, you will acknowledge so much blessings and that will drive you. Second thing is that once you build a network, even if you give up on some time, right, the network feeds it to itself.
Yes.
सत्या पहले हम वर्क किया था, अभी आप अवेलेबल हो क्या, आर यू कंडक्टिंग, सो दैट नेटवर्क कीप्स बाइंडिंग यू कमिंग अगेन एंड अगेन. So that is what is the scale, how it happens.
Yeah. But मतलब अब मैं देखती हूँ बहुत सारे लोग वॉलंटियरिंग करते हैं लेकिन वो कंसिस्टेंट नहीं रह पाते हैं. आपने 10,000 एक्टिविटीज दैट टू फुल टाइम जॉब, वैसे कर लेते हैं लोग थोड़ा बहुत, बट जब ये फुल टाइम जॉब के साथ करना होता है इट्स नॉट नो वेयर पॉसिबल फॉर पीपल. एंड उस पर भी यू आर नेशनली रिकॉग्नाइज्ड फॉर वॉट एवर यू हैव डन. आई थिंक कौन सा ऐसा सोशल कॉज है जिस पे आपने काम ना किया हो, सब पे किया हुआ है. बट देन व्हाट अट्रैक्ट्स यू टुवर्ड्स वॉलंटियरिंग? एनजीओ भी तो खोल सकते थे, एनजीओ भी स्टार्ट कर सकते थे आप.
हाँ, वो एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ, बट स्टिल मतलब इतना सब किया, मेरे को नहीं लगता आपने जितना किया है 4-5 एनजीओ भी मिलके कर सकते हैं. बट देन वॉलंटियरिंग क्यों अट्रैक्ट करता है आपको?
करेक्ट. सो आई एम यूज्ड टू ईटिंग बुफे.
हाँ.
जो भी मेरे को चाहिए बहुत चाहिए. सो यू कैन कॉल इट एज अ पॉजिटिव ग्रीड.
अच्छा.
वॉलंटियरिंग में सेम आदत,
हाँ.
right? One is curiosity, and we call it as an engineer's itch. कुछ तो solve करना है. Because we are groomed as engineers, we are always like problem solvers.
Yes.
कुछ तो itch रहेगा वो मन में. क्या बोलते हैं, कीड़ा. Curiosity, कीड़ा, जो भी है आप बात करो. So it so happened like first I was not aware what is my sweet spot that I can do volunteering, because खुशी मिल रही है, थोड़ा impact कर रही है, but I do not know where I'm getting started, where I'm getting ended. So I said like first पहला मैं research किया, जो भी उसी टाइम पे activists होने दो, NGOs होने दो, volunteers होने दो, सबसे मैं बातचीत किया. Some have left their life for activism.
Yes.
Some have literally gone into depression. Some wasted their life, their family got divorced. So much experience that they shared. वो सब feelings मेरा मन में आया था. If these were the problems and more is going to come in the next 50 years for me, what should I do? At that point in time, I probably, knowingly or unknowingly, I took a much less riskier route, because once you start an NGO, you have to do so many things administratively and stuff like that to keep up. Because बोलते हैं ना, आदमी को एक घर है तो उनका एक ही घर है, घर नहीं है तो पूरा दुनिया आपका घर है, ऐसा वाला feeling. And then once I started doing a buffet of volunteering, and it so happened that right from expectant mother portion से लेके burning dead bodies of COVID, I call it as cradle to grave volunteering. मेरे को इतना सारा chance मिला. Probably I'm not against NGOs, but if I would have gone through the NGOs, probably I would have got stuck up with one or two. But being a volunteer, I can taste the entire life given to me in doing what happens.
Yes.
I think that was something, it's a conscious decision by consulting the history, by doing what is your sweet spot, and what is your comfort zone to start with, and then iterate on the way. That has helped me, I think so.
फिर ये जो आप कर रहे हो, चलो आप 60+ एनजीओ के साथ काम कर रहे हो, इतनी कम्युनिटीज़ में काम कर रहे हो, बट चैलेंजेस क्या है? वॉलंटियरिज्म के कुछ चैलेंजेस भी होंगे ना?
वॉलंटियर्स का चैलेंज क्या है? कभी कभी आप सोचने लगा मैं क्यों इधर कर रहे पागल की तरह.
अच्छा.
ओके. नॉट बिकॉज मैं क्यों करना है, ऐसा क्वेश्चन नहीं है, एक ऐसा सवाल नहीं है, बट द स्टेक होल्डर्स फॉर whom you are working, sometimes you don't get their cooperation because they are stuck up in a boundary of their own.
Okay.
उनको मदद करने के लिए हम जाने के टाइम में बहुत तकलीफ होता है. कभी कभी सोचता है भाई आपका ही मैं काम करने आने वाला हूँ, आप कोऑपरेशन हो तो मैं बहुत सॉल्व कर सकता हूँ आपके लिए. And then when that cooperation doesn't happen, you sometimes feel like इसके लिए काम कर रही है, मेरे को चांस मिल रहे नहीं है. But not whether that issue is important or not. Still, you will stand by the issue. If there is an inequality, if it is a gender injustice, if there is a tree that being cut, everything is a issue that affects the bottom line of each and every citizen.
Yes.
But वो तो थोड़ा cooperation ज़्यादा मिल गया तो much more impact. That is where you see that happening.
वॉलंटियरिंग आप इतना करते हो एंड फिर भी उससे रिलेटेड बहुत सारे मिसकंसेप्शंस भी हैं. आपसे बेटर पर्सन नहीं मिलेगा जो मुझे बता सके कि क्या मिसकंसेप्शंस हैं लोगों के दिमाग में.
Misconception from the general public. There are times where people have seen enough of people trying to come and help them on the ground. And some of them have vested interests. Some of them are naturally doing good work. So with a given time, they are not able to do whether there is a inner plot on it. Whenever I go for volunteering, they first question you a lot. Are you coming with true interest or just it's a photo optic? Those kinds of challenges we face because of whatever is the legacy created for good or bad reasons. That curiosity is there. But the general misconception about the giver, what I talked earlier was the receiver's end of what is the misconception. ये लोग आ रहे हैं, कुछ तो इनको ज़रूरी है, उसीलिए कर रहे हैं, हमारा इंटरेस्ट में नहीं कर रहे. That is the receiver angle of it.
Okay.
The giver angle of it, misconception is that we have seen a lot of youngsters coming into the bandwagon to do volunteering, either because their colleges are mandated or they want to write in their resume, things like that. The misconception, some of the people who know how it works are able to get on and do things. There are a major group of students and other youth. They don't come forthcoming because they say like, will it get me a job? Okay. Half of it might be true, half of it may be not true. But the thing is that nowadays, I see on the other end, because I'm also involved in recruiting professionally. So when I see that, I look for skills, not just technical skills. And I see my counterparts are also who are all doing various modern thought, like competency-based interviews and stuff like that. They look for, has this guy has enough experience doing things? Has he immersed himself in a real problem? Had he worked with a team? Is he able to produce impact? Is he able to keep his perseverance? All those qualities you search for in an individual just cannot come out of reading a resume. Yes. So people, when they're interviewing, they're really asking questions of these other experiences beyond technical skills. So whether it directly gets you an employment or not, it does add to your differentiating factor. That will definitely help. Volunteering definitely helps. Immersing yourself, gaining the experience that professional degrees or professional context can give you. And that is a misconception people have. No, just by volunteering, I don't get a job. Okay. No, it adds strength to you finding the right job.
Leadership skills also.
Leadership skills, communication, the perspective around dealing with a problem. All those things come naturally in volunteering.
Yeah.
You're already groomed and trained before you get into a job.
True.
Because technical skills probably contribute 50%. The rest 50% comes from all the soft skills, be it leadership skills or soft skills.
Yeah.
So it does get you a job in a way.
And challenges, what are the challenges you have faced and how you overcome it?
Very true. See, once your thought is clear what you are going to do, how long you are going to do, and what was the past experience, there wasn't much challenge for me. But there were 3 areas in which I definitely had a challenge. Coming from South and the way we have been brought up, language was always a contention. Other than English and Tamil, I didn't know. Indeed, first few years, unless my wife put in hard efforts to know my language, I wasn't even communicating enough. So forget about that. Going on the ground and trying to do something locally. I would say, like, in this world of, hyper connected world, you are still locally disconnected because you don't know the language. So language was a very key challenge that I faced. I try to somehow try and learn, but I was always looking, half cooked in front of, and I wasn't able to communicate, though I had very good fluency in my mother tongue as well as in English. So that was my biggest weakness. And then naturally, I'm great at asking questions myself as to if this were to be your problem, Satya, for the next 50 years, what else would you like to do without sacrificing volunteering? So I said, like, I'm not going to grow by learning the language and then doing things. Doings comes first for me. So it naturally worked out a strategy that I had to create local leaders who knew the language, and then they are empowered to do. If I would have learned the language, again, I'm not producing excuses for not learning, still it is a task at hand. But if I would have learned at that young age, it was all about me doing things. At such an early age, my strategy changed that I'm not here to do all by myself.
Yes.
With this language as a constraint, let me enable the local to do what is in their interest in their language.
Yes.
So that way, I expanded my reach larger than. The second one was scale, was a challenge. Every time I was good at doing something first, second time, and then it fizzles out.
Yeah.
Right? Be it our own events or joining an NGO and doing events. I couldn't stand beyond 3 events. That's so natural, right? You lose your interest or the problem is so huge and stuff like that. So we were always at a challenge of scaling it. So I took a point in time. Now I know that it is defined in a hyper qualified manager as sustainable development goals, goal number 17, which is all about partnership. So it so naturally happens like that, I saw about 4 lakhs NGOs in Maharashtra.
Wow.
1.5 alone in Pune, the place where we are right now. So I said, like, why I need to re-engineer the same thing? Well, so many people are doing so many things. So let me add muzzle to them by enabling partnerships.
Yes.
So for Poshan, there were 3 NGOs. For Swachhata, there were 3 other NGOs. For education and skill and mentoring, there were another 10 other NGOs. So I said, like, let me volunteer and bring in people to volunteer for them. That way, we have crossed, just in the area of cleanliness and hygiene alone, we have engaged 1.25 lakh citizens over a period of 5.5 years.
Wow.
On the ground, volunteering. If I would have to do it, even if I take 7 rebirth, I'm not sure if I would be able to do that. It came out of partnership. The scale was the second challenge. And the third one was customizing these volunteering events for the audience that we look. Earlier, millennials, Gen Zs, Gen X, Gen Y, each one has a different attention span.
Achha.
Right?
Yes.
If you don't take selfies, you don't belong to them. It's like that. So I naturally, kuch to aadat aa gaya, maybe selfie
lene lag
gaya. But the thing is that one thing I found, other than those optics, which it's easy to learn and enjoy also at some times, except that if you are at the end of the cliff, don't do it. But rest of the things is that the attention span. Anything beyond 15 minutes of advocacy doesn't go well. So indeed, it gave me an opportunity to condense the Maharashtra Urban Trees Preservation and Protection Act of 1975 into a single page.
Okay.
एक 5 चीज मेरे को चाहिए, इसमें मैं एक्ट करना चाहता हूँ. So if you see the latest generation, they are saying, like, what's in it for me, and give me that what I can remember in 2 or 3 short sentences. उतना ही attention span है. Don't give me a load of information. Just give me 2 things that I can act upon. That came out with the learning, of course. Language, scale, and the attention span were the 3 major challenges that I faced, and it became my weakness, which became my strength later.
And you have worked in so many different causes, right? हाउ यू फोकस कि मुझे इस पे करना है? क्योंकि मैं आपका प्रोफाइल पढ़ती हूँ तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इंसाइक्लोपीडिया है वो, हर चीज़ मतलब हेल्थ, एजुकेशन, वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, एनवायरनमेंट, यू आर वर्किंग इन सो मेनी थिंग्स, बट if you have to focus on something, how you decide like, okay, this
Right.
time I will do this?
Yeah. See, it is a book that you have to write on your own, very clear.
अच्छा.
मेरा एडवाइस कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं कर पाएगा क्योंकि एवरी इंडिविजुअल हैज एस्पिरेशंस एंड एम्बिशंस डिफरेंट and what they want to get out of the volunteering as a task. In mine, I took a buffet of volunteering because I was very clear. Always it's like, going to a sari shop and your wife asks, pick up the best one for me. Even after spending 7 hours, I cannot clock that. She does it in like, 30 minutes.
Yes.
Again, I can't do that. So I take my own sweet time to choose what really is my calling. I think everybody goes through this, whether it's not gender based, but everybody goes through different timelines. So I took my own time, almost about 2 years. I was mad at going and signing up for everything that I saw. As I said, portion se leke, dead bodies tak nahi gaya. And then there are something that I like to do it every day. There are something I like to do when only a black swan event comes. So I've said, like, considering all other things being standard, 20% of my time for volunteering, be it 2 hours or 20 hours per week, I will take 20% of the time to only try out new causes.
Okay.
Whether I have a calling or not, new causes में just घुस जाता हूँ, डुबाओ, सीख लो. And then there are every year activity that I have promised my NGOs. At least एक बार उनको विजिट करना. इट्स लाइक एन एनुअल पिलग्रिमेज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मेरा काम आधार पुनावाला के साथ हो रही है फॉर द क्लीन सिटी इनिशिएटिव. देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड माई वारी स्वच्छवारी. It's a 10 lakh pilgrim people who cross from Pune to Pandharpur, 220 kilometers. And then we signed up for cleaning up the space, 2 hours SLA. That I diligently do it, whatever might come. I'll be in Pune trying to do that.
Okay.
Once in a year.
Wow.
And then every weekend I have a commitment. Every month I have a commitment. Out of 52 weekends of volunteering, 2 दिन के लिए, देश के लिए, I say, like, marathon has to be an integral part. At least I will clock 12. So creating litter-free and sustainable marathons. And then every week you reserve some time for the causes that you passionately believe in, like advocacy on Maharashtra Tree Act.
Okay.
It's just advocacy, spreading online, offline. Milke 100 plus I have clocked. And same way with Dignity of Labor campaign, which is called Red Dot campaign, initiated by Swachh.
Yeah.
So that I do.
People know you for that.
Yeah.
Red Dot.
Yeah, it is not my program. It is a dream of somebody else who did. And we take it up as our dream and then keep promoting it.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be the creator. I can be even the consumer of such volunteering initiatives. Those things. And after I have completed my second MBA, I wanted to work on a course where I create 1,000 product managers. Because India needs product managers, not just doers, coders. They need product managers. So it caught up with me. Like, I have skill, I have knowledge, why don't I pass it on? And then I thought that I can't do that. Because there are so many organizations who are trying to already do that. So I said, like, I will at least be on their journey, trying to help in some ways. So I took mentoring on a course. So every day, 8:30 ke baad, night, I work on half an hour to 1 hour.
Achha.
Correcting their papers, giving them advices, mentoring them periodically. And I do. I have clocked 1,000.
Yes.
Ek ganta on the weekdays. And then there are something naturally in your professional environment, you make it a habit to do, not like a separate volunteering activity. That is also very important, because for everything, volunteering is not an excuse. There are something you get out of volunteering that you implement in your professional organization. Think about if Sathya Nadella or, for example, Bill Gates wanted to do volunteering. Okay, they will keep on doing volunteering. It's an infinite thing. But they grew up in their career, made a lot of money, and then give it back to the society. right? So there are different ways in which you can do it. For me, the skilling per se, I can't reap so much money, but I have things to give back to the societies, right? If you see that way, there are about more than 1 crore people who are spending at least 10 hours in volunteering, and they are impacting 50 million beneficiaries.
No.
That's happening in India.
Wow.
That's really happening in India. And this is not some stray things, but there are agencies who have actually measured that India, with 18 crore people, are actually in the journey of giving back.
Wow.
We stand top.
Really?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Fourth in the place is China. Again, comparison not for dividing us, but we are ahead. It's so natural, like seva. We are giving back. Volunteering is one such means. But in a professional context, coming back, I see recruitment is one of the chief challenges for the business and the economy. I do take part in recruitment exercises. I don't see it as a recruitment as an activity. I see it as a nation building activity. So I have recruited many people who are semi-skilled, but they are very eager with their attitude to contribute. So we have recruited those people, took some time to train them and then orient them. Now, if you see back, what I have done is that there are people from Latur, Bede, tier 2 colleges and villages. They are resolving calls of Raytheon, Boeing, NASA, sitting in India.
Wow.
85% of the world's call volume, they are solving sitting here. So you don't consider volunteering as a separate activity. The learnings from it spill over to your professional context. And then there is a larger giveaway that you can do by implementing the knowledge from the volunteering to a professional world as well.
But these things you are able to do. Now we are in AI era. So how you think technology can expedite it, or I don't know how, but everywhere technology is making change. I can say like change or whatever it is. There are so many things happening with artificial intelligence. I see NGOs are not इतना नहीं है अभी कि एनजीओ में अभी भी हम लोग CRM और बहुत छोटे छोटे सॉफ्टवेयर्स के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन कहीं तो ये या तो फ्यूचर में होगा या कभी होगा. कैसे ये लैंडस्केप चेंज होगा वॉलंटियरिंग और सोशल इसका?
Beautiful. That's a very great question. So I'll come to the AI versus AI. I have a different notion about it.
Yeah, you are a technocrat, so you can answer.
So AI, I have artificial intelligence. The other one is actual Indians.
अच्छा.
So दोनों भी मिलके काम करना ही चाहिए. It is not one over the other. Actual Indians ज़रूरी है. Artificial intelligence भी ज़रूरी है. So I'll come to that little later. But the thing about what are all the means? Earlier it was all about people doing things. So more importance was given to them skilling and doing things. But with the scale that we have and the transformations that we want to see, it is physically not scalable just by people alone. You need to have technology in place. And because of the needs that drive the source of innovation, now we see platforms coming up. Earlier, we used to ask like 50 limited people around us and connect through connect of peoples. Now, there are global fundraising platforms, Impact Guru, social investing platforms like Rangade, where you can choose a cause. 5,000 of my rupees should go to a woman in this village who is doing only stitching. I want to empower them. There is another social investment which will say you will have 0% interest, but your principal will be amount which you have invested will be returned back, but not in these areas which kill, which has animal cruelty, but in these sectors that I want to invest. So there are platforms which are redefining the scale of volunteering and your resource of fundraisings, and so many things are happening. So these are not physically impossible for people to coordinate. Platforms do engage people, which means they give out a new business model to make an impact. not just do, make an impact. That is happening. So Impact Guru, Josh Connect, I'm talking about the ones that I'm locally interacting with. There are other platforms elsewhere as also. And there are platforms which engage volunteers at scale. So sitting in India, you can do a UN-backed program, volunteering from here. And there are exchange programs that call you out. So social media, even if you want to volunteer within 50 kilometers, you just go on to Facebook or Instagram and you see you have enough. So platforms create that visibility of what is happening where, how you can get enrolled for them, and then choose your need. And during the COVID days, there were a kind of spurge of these technologies coming in. So I was leading one of the CSRs in one of the corporations here. And at that time, I think Google Classroom came into being.
Yes.
We were the early adopters. We were also struggling to learn, though being a technocrat, because the people who used to train them using Google Classroom and Zoom were finding it difficult. So we trained the trainer. And if you see, earlier, if you would have done a mentoring or a skilling session, right, through a traditional means, it would have taken 1 full year. We were able to clock number of hours of mentoring and skilling within 10 days, what we took in a year to skill people.
Okay.
All of a sudden, there were 1,000 beneficiaries at a clock of 10 days that we could compete.
Wow.
So technology definitely helps. There are other things. Volunteering through people is one act of doing things. Now, with different impact create programs, what I have is that appification has happened. For example, there is one app that I frequently use that has been created by a visually challenged person for helping visually challenged people.
What's the name of that app?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's called Be My Eyes.
Be My Eyes.
It's a lovely app. I love it. I just have it in my phone. And somebody from... it has language preference. Do you want to help in Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, English, or something like that? And then somebody calls you. Only thing is that you can't take picture, you can't record because privacy details, stuff like that. So when somebody calls, I'll just give you an example. One guy calls from Tamil Nadu. I like contributing in Tamil because it's so natural for me. So he calls up, say, sir, I am at a government office. I am trying to get my cards prepared for availing the benefit scheme. Can you read this out for me? Am I applying correctly?
Acha.
So it's like remote support. And then you actually explain on the phone and then help him guide through that. Anytime, 10 minutes of session or 2 seconds or 2 minutes, you are done. Is this number given correctly in the Aadhaar card or not? Those are very tidbits or tiny bits of volunteering. I would say bite-sized volunteering. You can help a visually challenged person. Anytime you can say, this is the time that I would like to keep it open, and it comes, you pick the call, you help them, and then you're off to the next task. That is one. So naturally it happens. Be My Eyes. Right? Second thing is impact related apps. There are so many apps, I would say. Step Count is one of them. So where the organizations or CSR or NGOs are willing to give some money for a cause, provided their core strategy is being kind of helped through. Suppose a CSR helps saying that I want to increase the fitness journey of 10,000 people. In return, I will serve this community by giving money.
Oh.
So what do? You have that Step Count app, put it in your stuff, and then keep walking for 21 days or whatever it is. The number of steps that it counts, they have the ratio. It converts into a currency, and that will be donated to the organization.
Beautiful concept.
So it's barter of causes, I would say. So you're on one hand being your strategic area, you want to improve the fitness of the nation. You have 10,000 people walking every day or running every day and counting their steps. In return, you serve the other one. So barter of causes. That technology helps you.
Yeah.
So I have whether knowingly or unknowingly, I have worked on SBI Foundation doing these things, contributing to this. Every now and then I keep posting it on Facebook, like, my steps count.
That's true.
Technology, different ways, different business model, different reach, different scales, is that. Coming to the AI piece of it, artificial intelligence. So earlier, if we have to, to sustainability related volunteering, kitna bhi aap advice karo, advocacy karo, there is a physical limit to it. People don't take action.
Yes.
Now there are apps. First, suppose you are conducting an event. You want it to be a zero waste event or a net zero event. It starts calculating behind the scene. So you don't need to. So you gather all these information, put it as a mirror to the people and have them take action on it. So there are standard AI tools which will say, sustainability calculations, and then what do you do to reduce your carbon footprint and all those things. These are all appified.
Yes. So it's changing. I mean,
It's changing.
Yeah. So, and people are aware of it, or it is like, again, you have to
See, the young workforce, what I usually take 2 days to roll out a campaign, designing it in Canva or any other equivalent of it, and then fundraising platforms. Nowadays, the young workforce that comes into it is just like, give me 2 hours, I'll do it. And you have to learn a lot from them.
Okay.
Even though you are I say with pride, I do my job great, being head of IT for an automotive firm. But the new age skills is something that I constantly look for from youth and learn from them. And it's just that it so catches them, like about 5 different social media posts, and then 10 different bytes.
Okay.
Everything they do it through AI. It's so natural for them. For us, probably we might need to learn, but that's really creating an impact in terms of time and in terms of reach.
सत्य, मैं ना जब भी कहीं जाती हूँ, मतलब बहुत सारे एक्टिविटीज़ में तो मैं भी जाती हूँ और बहुत सारे फ्रेंड्स हैं जो वॉलंटियरिंग करते हैं, बट हमेशा एक लॉट होता है जो नेगेटिव बातें करता है. तो ऐसे लोग हैं जो ये भी बोलते हैं कि वॉलंटियरिंग एक प्रिविलेज है, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं है. आपको क्या लगता है?
Yeah, there are some people who come that way. I think they are still in the giver mode.
Okay.
मैं कर रहा हूँ, मैं दे रहा हूँ.
अच्छा.
So मेरे पास इतना लोग हैं. That's, I think, sometimes many people go through that phase, but it depends on how they recover from it. They are still in the giver mode. Let them do more.
फिर कुछ लोग बोलते हैं ये PR स्टंट होता है और कुछ नहीं.
हाँ, see, पहला हुआ था because CSRs, NGOs were at infancy, I would say. So definitely, still if you go even today, clocking X number of hours, Y number of people doing things has been one of the bold statements that they tell. But with regulations coming in place where employee engagement as a vertical is different than impact programs, CSRs, NGOs, so those have been given clear guidelines and to approach. And even there is things like nowadays corporations and NGOs are supposed to submit their report on a publicly available media.
Achha.
Like through their sustainability reports, CSR reports in their websites.
Okay.
Right? So it is in the public glare. So still it might happen as a PR stunt, but you can't have infinite freedom of doing that because you are going to be scrutinized by people. People have records of the past and things like that. So now CSRs, NGOs are also kind of fine-tuning their approach towards grabbing headlines to actually doing things. I think it is more of an early transition challenge that we had. Still, there might be some few doing it, but majority of them, I think I see a positive things, at least from the circle of influence that I am seeing.
Okay.
It is changing.
Yes. And then there are some people who also say volunteering causes more harm than good.
Oh my God. That's a very relevant question, I would say. See, for every evil in this world, volunteering is not the solution. I would say that. Sometimes overdoing or overarching or overreaching through volunteering doesn't really help.
Okay.
A few instances, I would say, in the area of cleanliness, we go keep cleaning the city. 52 weekends of volunteering we do. It is all about building empathy, not about actually cleaning stuffs. We are very clear. But what so happen is that when large amount of people come and do things, the actual guy who's responsible for keeping the roads litter free by way of enforcement takes a slack. जैसे इतना लोग काम कर रहे हैं, let it be organic, and then the actual responsibility of preventing it from happening. There are times we feel like, hey, administration can do a lot by enforcing rather than we taking 1,000 volunteers to go and clean. That is one area. And the second area is I would probably say is in the terms of plantation drives. It's a kind of a fad now, like I will do plantation, I will do this, I will do that, without knowing what has been done already. So you go keep planting in the same hole every year without knowing. So it absorbs a certain organizer who has been paid to do of their responsibility. So few instances like these really, and people who are not knowledgeable just for the sake of doing and counting the events, people plant a lot of non-local varieties. Biodiversity gets affected in a big way.
Oh, okay.
And there are already government is trying to do in terms of benefit schemes for people for eradicating poverty, empowering women, and so on and so forth. But in the name of doing things, be it call it NGOs, CSRs, or individuals also, that they don't do enough due diligence and background checks.
Okay.
So they just keep doing the same thing of rinse and repeat. And times it leads to a different sort of corruption. Money gets spent elsewhere. So these are 4 specific areas I can relate to it, where volunteering does more harm than the actual thing.
Okay. सत्या, सब लोग कहते हैं कि दुनिया सेल्फिश हो गई है, लोग सेल्फ सेंटर्ड हो गए हैं. सत्या जैसे लोग कहाँ से आते हैं?
So कभी कभी क्यूरियोसिटी से वो क्वेश्चन आते हैं. There are other times sarcastically भी आते हैं.
अच्छा.
But there is no right or wrong answer. The way I respond is I smile. That's the only answer I have.
Okay. कोई ऐसा मोमेंट है ड्यूरिंग वॉलंटियरिंग जिसने आपको completely हिला दिया हो, शॉक कर दिया हो?
Yeah, there are 2 incidents. One, the incident that changed my perspective about social responsibility, and the other one which really shook me. So the one that changed my perspective, because हम act of volunteering में करने के टाइम जो भी बाहर देख रहे नहीं है, so we go in our own mode, like volunteering ऐसा वाला. One of these times I went to a juvenile ward, the center where they kind of make them employable and stuff like that.
Okay.
So एक कार्यक्रम था, हम उनको स्किल डेवलपमेंट के लिए जा रहा था, एंड देन वी वर ग्रॉसली इन्वॉल्व्ड इन इट, एंड naturally as a volunteer empathy comes naturally. It's like we need to help. These are kids, how did they get in and stuff like that. So by default you start trusting. बच्चे लोग हैं ना. Then during one of that training sessions, the warden of that particular program were strict with 1 or 2 people, very harsh. So like very strict, like your old days school principal or whomever you can relate. मैं एक बार सोचा था क्यों इतना खड़ूस. Then it so accidentally happened on that day that one of that kid got injured and the blood started oozing out. And as a protocol, we strictly keep them away from sharp objects. It's a very protocol driven one. You can't take excuses. So किधर भी sharp objects नहीं था, इसको लग गया. And then the warden took the kid off, did all the protocol oriented stuff, And on that day, it was an accident. But then warden pulled me aside and said like, Satya, you might be thinking I am harsh, but you are delivering your social responsibility, but I have a job to do.
Yes.
And he said, these are all the incidents that have happened in the past. We have protocols to maintain and stuff like that. So on that day, it changed my perspective about social responsibility of not just giving. You need to understand the context from where the giver is coming, where the receiver is coming from, in what environment are they. You just can't go with your empathy all along. There are times where you have to stick to the protocols. That was a great learning for me.
Okay.
It changed my perspective about social responsibility. And the other one, which literally shook me, as I would call, is during the COVID days. एक volunteer opportunity मिला, 12 guards हमने दिया near the crematorium, where only 3 people were supposed to receive the dead bodies of COVID.
जो मर गए थे उनका.
जो मर गए थे. We call them as departed souls.
Okay.
Only those specific guards were reserved for that. And there was an overwhelming set of dead bodies coming on the way, or departed souls. So typically it would be around 6 to 7. You had 40 overwhelming dead bodies coming in. And the person who used to burn dead bodies, चलाते हैं ना, उनको भी COVID आ गया. So volunteering came in, people were requested, and we were given 12 guards. 3 people were supposed to do. There were 2 separate incidents. One of the kid lost his life, and the father is somewhere in Bengal or somewhere. They weren't even able to travel to take care of the last rites. So they hooked up onto contacts through me, and then we actually did the last rites right from burning the dead bodies to giving out the ash with a network of people. The irony is that bereavement is such an act that you hug the departed soul, and those kinds of last moments. If somebody even depriving you of that because a black swan event like COVID has happened, it grinds you a lot. And particularly you are in the doing of things. That a father is not able to hug his son who is departed, a mother is not able to cry enough because she is away, far miles away. And the more irony is that people who have been physically present were also not able to touch. Right from an old man who was living with his spouse and spouse left, and a very energetic kid, a sporty kid, itna lambi. It was like, that person said like, I can't sit and cry, I can't hug and cry, but I have relatives all over the place. Can you take this live video for me?
Oh.
I have never been in a position where I have been used to taking selfies left, right and center. But taking a live video of a dead person because a relative is asking, there is no other desperate way to do that. It puts a moral question on my recording as well as the ask. It's a very tricky situation. You can't, I don't know, it's like 2 different brains, 2 different hearts splitting with each other. It was a very off moment. And the second, and I did that again through protocols and stuff like that. Second thing was that a dead body, which can't fit in that gut. You have to move the leg in a certain way, place the dead body in a diagonal way, accommodate the burning parts on it. And all through that, you just can't light a fire and then keep yourselves away. You have to course correct it. It was what and all. I mean, though we did it to the best of our things, is like, if I were to be dead, I don't want to go. I want to go. It's a very delicate thing. You have to take chances, and it stood with me. I mean, I had 16 people suffer from COVID in my house, and 4 of them passed away. So at least in the last moment of things, I want to do, if not on their everyday life, I can make an impact, but at least in their last moments, I want to do something which is respectful of them. And certain things like these COVID-like situations throw you out of gear, and they have a deep impact. I mean, for no reasons why these people are getting hurt. They haven't done harm to anybody. So those kinds of philosophical things changes you and it sticks to you for a very long time. And as a derivative of it, you start looking through life in different angles. Earlier you would have been upset with few things that might cross your path. Now you become a little more nirvana. Hey, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Don't worry. These are some passing moments. Let's take it by our strides. But those have had a deep impact where you can't even breathe. You can't even hug your loved ones and things like that.
So as a volunteer, you people have done everything?
Yes.
Okay,
So
okay.
only thing I haven't done during that course of cremation of dead bodies is that you also have some spiritual angle and cultural
Yes.
angle to it. If you are the first son of your father, you can't do it for anybody else and things like that. So except for, I mean, those are all respects that we need to give for the culture that we are bringing, whether it's logical or illogical. Who knows where you will be in your death. I mean, those are all questions beyond my answers. But except for lighting the fire, rest all
You did.
I did it.
And any unexpected or weird incident you have faced during volunteering?
There were some funny moments and some really tricky moments.
Uh-huh.
So we were doing those cleanup drives and stuff like that. It didn't happen for me, but for my team. Is that one of the local politician comes and says like, you are doing a great job. Aapka bakshish idhar. They give out money. And we have to say, no sir, we are volunteers and please don't overwhelm with us with the money. We are not paid workers. If you want, just get us a chai.
अच्छा.
We would love to have it.
Yes.
Those kinds
चाय
of
पे सारा काम हो
चाय
जाएगा.
पे सारा काम हो जाएगा. But it's also like different people want to congratulate or recognize. It's okay, natural. Second incident was that charity begins at home. So there are so many volunteering events we conduct, and equally is a challenge getting our kids to do volunteering. So one of these days, my kid goes on a volunteering spree.
Acha.
And she does it, and then say like, and some of their friends said, hey, there is a similar program conducted elsewhere, and these are the people. I don't know the name of that guy, but he's doing, you might want to hook up and, do that. And they start searching on LinkedIn and Facebook and gets my name. And then she comes and tells home, Papa, I found you on LinkedIn. I found you on the Google search and stuff. So funny things, your action speaks on the platforms more than you. Even if it is your kid or somebody else's kid, you have those funny moments coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Trying to get to know your father from
Yeah.
online than being at home.
Yeah. Nice. सत्य, बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं वॉलंटियरिंग से कुछ नहीं होता. आप क्या सोचते हो?
No, volunteering में बहुत सारा कुछ हो सकता है, हो रही है. So if you take
नहीं, मतलब उनका कहना ये है कि सिस्टम टू ब्रोकन है.
half of it is true.
अच्छा.
Right? So definitely half of it is true, but the other half is not true. System is broken, but there are earnest efforts that people are doing just by the act of volunteering, not in terms of the benefit schemes, the government participation. वो सब छोड़ के just 1.35 lakh citizens engaged over in something called as a National Week of Volunteering. We have something called as a volunteer stock exchange or for National Volunteering Week. इस माध्यम से जो भी कर रहे 1.35 lakh citizens have clocked more than 10 lakh hours. And 32 million beneficiaries have happened that particular time alone. All in the area of sustainable development, environment, teaching, mentorship, women empowerment, जो भी causes लो. It is happening. The change is happening.
Okay.
Probably it is not advertised either because the organization doesn't want to, beat around their chest very often or do things. But you have enough data on the web that you go, not only ask your nearby NGOs, but there are so many things that is happening around in India. As I previously said, like we are clocking the number of givers in the world records. So many things are happening, and it is happening on the ground. The beneficiaries are feeling, the impact is being felt. It is just that we look at half full or half empty. See, because of this urbanization or rapid development needs competing in the world market, there are things that will fall through cracks, no doubt about it. It is possible.
Okay.
But simultaneously good things are happening is what I would like to say.
ऐसा कुछ है क्या जो आपने देखा हो वॉलंटियरिंग के टाइम पे बट मीडिया स्टोरी में जो कवर नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि आप बोल रहे हो बहुत सारी चीज़ें नहीं हो रही है रिकॉर्ड?
Yeah. See, media is not an entity which is the public publishing house or anything like that, because they are constrained by the time that they beam it, the time that they put it in a box of certain X number of words, right? So always the one in the front face or the beneficiaries get to be captured. But there are, for every one guy who is going out to volunteer, there might be 10 people who are working behind the scene who never get to see the media. That is not being captured.
अच्छा.
There is a lot that takes behind the scene to make one people volunteer and on the front. So that probably because of paucity of time, paucity of space, the more rinse and repeats get the attraction. Because many times I have also felt people focus me because I've done so much volunteering. But behind me, there are 10 other people who are working behind the scenes for me to make my 2 hours count. That isn't captured. I mean, yeah.
And we will go to rapid fire questions. But before that, I still want to ask something. ऐसा सोचो कि आपके पास लाइफ में ये लास्ट 1 आवर है जिसमें आपको वॉलंटियरिंग करनी है, क्या करोगे आप?
Oh, that's an awesome question. एक ही घंटा बचा है लाइफ में, क्या कर सकते हैं? Frankly speaking, I will not do any volunteering in that 1 hour.
Okay.
कुछ काम नहीं होता है 1 घंटे में. If I am alone, I would rather pick up a Rajni movie or a James Bond movie or a Mission Impossible or a Mulshi Patton and enjoy the rest of 1 hour of my life.
Okay.
If my family is around, then I would definitely drop everything else and then take them out for a lunch or a dinner. And for all the sacrifices they have made on a Saturday or a Sunday morning, even my kids want to have a breakfast with me on a Saturday, Sunday. They have to come on the ground to do volunteering. They have put up with me for 15 years. I would treat them with food and finally say, thank you for all the things you have done for me. Those are the only 2 things I will do.
Okay.
If you have more time in the world, make others' life meaningful. If you have only less amount of time, make your life also count and meaningful. Spend what is in it for you. At the end of the day, you also have a life.
Yeah, and you have already created so many leaders, so they are anyhow doing many things. Yeah.
हम अकेला
कुछ
नहीं है तो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. There are so many other people who are doing it. So take life easy.
Yeah. So Satya, this is our rapid fire round. So whatever comes to your mind first, you have to say in 1 word or 1 sentence. And मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन है कि अगर वॉलंटियरिंग स्कूल में एक सब्जेक्ट हो और तो उसका फर्स्ट लेसन क्या होगा?
I would definitely say empathy building. Putting yourselves in somebody else's shoe would be the first lesson to take.
वॉलंटियरिंग से रिलेटेड एक मिथ जो आपको लगता है बस्ट करना चाहिए, अर्जेंटली बस्ट करना चाहिए?
So there is always a notion that a small act of things don't bring larger impact. That is a myth. So small act done over a period of time can really make an impact. And as I keep saying that rolling stones do not gather enough mass, but avalanche फाड़ के देता है. So it needs certain inertia to overcome and certain time you give it. Even small act of volunteering and things will make a huge impact. We have enough examples.
एंड वॉलंटियरिंग नहीं करना है, उसके लिए सबसे वियर्ड एक्सक्यूज सुना है, क्या सुना है आपने?
Weird excuse नहीं है.
आपके पास
Frequently
आते होंगे,
told excuses I can say. You know, मेरा alarm बजा नहीं है. Okay. And the second thing is that whenever there's a change in date, you forget. That's so natural. So these are 2 things. And the guy who is closest to the volunteering event comes late, and the guy who is farther away comes before in time. excuses नहीं है, so
Yeah.
natural things that happens.
Okay. And वो कॉज जो आपने सोचा नहीं था कभी कि मैं इस पे काम करूँगा, लेकिन आज वो सबसे डियर कॉज है आपका.
Yeah. So one thing is always like I never got into animals protection and stuff like that. It was
Before.
always about human beings. Though we love birds, animals, and stuff. One of the things that caught my attention was stray dog menace. I never thought I would work for that cause, but now it's kind of near and dear to me. That is one. Second thing is that we never thought about third gender as a separate gender when we grew up. So right from our gods to people whom we had to interact, it was so natural. Today only we keep getting all these adjectives and stuff like that. So that is so natural. So there is nothing to convince on that. But others' perception about them is something that I thought like why I need to wet my feet. But nowadays it become more critical for me. I never thought I would go to that range to explain what is your gender, what is it, inclusivity means. That has become near and dear to me.
जब कोई कहता है कि एक आदमी से क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है, तो वो जो एक ग्रेट वॉलंटियर सत्या के अंदर है, वो क्या आंसर करता है इसको? एक आदमी से क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है?
क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है? Oh. See, it is not definitely a question for rapid fire, I'll tell you. At the globe level, if you आप जो भी volunteers world में है इकट्ठा करते हैं, it will be the 9th populous nation in the world. This is data, not Satya. Okay? It's the 9th populous country in the world is the one that is built by volunteers. Okay? They take about 20.3 million full-time jobs. They contribute about, just in the NGO sector alone, they contribute about 2% of our GDP.
Oh, dear.
Okay? आपके पास एक आदमी को 2000 आदमी को एक बेड है, एक डॉक्टर है, but you have more number of volunteers who can reach before a doctor can reach.
Okay.
So these are, don't think you are alone. You are the populous nation in the world and people have done it.
जब हम बात करते हैं गिविंग बैक, क्या इम्पोर्टेंट है सबसे ज़्यादा? पावर, पैसा, टाइम?
So I would say beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
It is more not about the giver. रिसीवर को क्या चाहिए?
Okay.
उनका ज़रूरत है मनी. You have to give. If it is an elder who doesn't want money, he wants to spend time with you, chit-chatting and spending his life. Give time. So it depends upon who is the receiver than who is the giver. Whether and also one more thing is that even beyond time and money, there is something called purpose. That is a guiding factor, I would say, beyond money and time.
True. एंड अगर आपको चैलेंज देना हो किसी को कि ये वॉलंटियरिंग करो आप कम्युनिटी के लिए?
Okay. See, different needs, different greed, different tasks.
कोई एक टास्क?
Yeah. So I would say move away from volunteering.
Okay.
I call it as CSR 3.0, which is called ISR, Individual Social Responsibility. दुनिया का कुछ नहीं चाहिए, आप खुद चेंज करो. That itself is the biggest volunteering you do upon yourself. And what you would do? Segregate your waste at home. Engage in a task. Do composting if you want a challenge. And then give away something which you are not using for like past 10 years. I mean, there are so many small things that you can do at home that you don't need to actually go out and do for somebody else. Individual social responsibility and behavioral changes override every other task that you do for the outside world. Start with yourself.
मेरा लास्ट क्वेश्चन, सबसे मुश्किल क्या है वॉलंटियरिंग में? खुद को लोगों को इंस्पायर करना या खुद को मोटिवेटेड रखना?
खुद का मोटिवेशन रखना है. If it doesn't come from internal, you look for externals, because there are many times you would feel caught in between two different causes. एक बार हुआ था पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी सर्कल में, वो एकदम बड़ा पेड़ था, एंड देन दे वर सपोज टू कट, and they were trying to clear the way. And somebody said like, why are you doing this? I am trying to create a bicycle track. सत्या उधर खड़ा था, हमारा फ्रेंड्स लोग हंस रहा था. सत्या, what would you choose now? So most of the things is in your priority and what you want to do. So it's challenging, but you want the best of the both.
Very well answered. So we are at our last segment, that is we call it change and beyond. इसमें हम चेंज की बात करते हैं, उससे आगे की भी बात करते हैं. सो कोई ऐसी ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल स्टोरी जो आपने देखी या विटनेस की ड्यूरिंग वॉलंटियरिंग?
I'll share my personal experience, what I have seen, than what I have read. Is that there was one person who educated me on something called as the Tree Act. What does the act says and stuff like that. So I made it as my dream to propagate that and do advocacy on that. So almost about 100 plus sessions with minimum 100 people of sorts done it. But the actual transformation didn't come from me. I was keeping on advocating. Though I used to involve in tree plantation, my focus was more about preservation of the existing trees. So 2 of such incidents happened where people further took it as their dream, hearing. And one of them actually literally fought all the way up the courts in India to save about 167 trees which are 50 plus years old. Literally following through the act and made a difference. Think about if you were to kind of plant a tree, grow it for 50 plus years, and somebody comes and chops illegally, what would you do? It's lost, right? So they all the way fought and they saved. They didn't save it for themselves as an achievement. They saved it for everybody who breathes the oxygen around it. So that's a real transformation. Basically, without getting into too much activism, using the limited information and what it enables, you can put up a fight without hurting people and saving your baby as well, which is the tree. Second thing is that usually when the volunteering happens, it's all about doing act and then little of follow-up. So one of the guy literally analyzed this problem about trees preservation. Very young kid. And he said like the main reason why trees don't survive is it's not in a place where it is secure. It's a very basic principle, right? So he started searching for where that ideal place would be that I can plant and I can see it growing. Literally, I used to, every time where I go and do advocacy on the tree, I said like 40 full year grown tree of 1:8 ratio. We call it a citizens to tree ratio. Should be minimal the oxygen. With pollution levels, you need to plant 100 trees. So I used to say this 1:8. Somehow it got into his mind and he said like, I am going to plant 8 trees for every person that I encounter and I'll make a difference. But the problem is where to plant, that it will be secure. So he literally took it as his dream to go and plant. To just imagine where he would have planted, it's Erwada jail.
Oh. Okay.
So he literally went to the prison, inside the prison, for the prisoners. He planted 1:8. They called it as a Project 8. And it really happens. Even if you go now, instead of planting just trees, he planted things that could bear fruits and others so that it is used for their kitchens. So it is sustainable as well. So those are small things which made big differences. And people nowadays think like, you could save the trees as well. Think about a prison where you can change things.
True. Satya, if national habit bana de volunteering ko, how India will look after 10 years?
Oh, if you choose the right causes for volunteering and it becomes a habit and government comes in as an enabler as well for the scale, you definitely see very conscious citizens creating better social impacts because it has stakeholders involvement. And the second one is that you would have more civics sense as well as involvement of things happening around. And when it scales across the different dimensions of the society, the rural urban problems or things gets leveled up. And the social fabric will be even more stronger, is what I would feel. The social fabric of the country.
Okay.
Today, there are so many things that divides us.
True.
But on the other hand, it is those diversities that makes India. So the social fabric is a very key holder to appreciating diversity and minimalizing the differences. When you volunteer, you see and work around with lot amount of peoples, and it's natural for you to empathize, and you build a better, stronger social fabric in your personal capacity and in your volunteering capacity. I think that would happen.
And how volunteering not only impact individuals, it also impact nation, communities. What do you think about it?
So I'll tell you one of the examples, again, around the Swachhata campaigns that we take. Initially, we used to clean up the common areas during the pilgrimage, as I talked earlier. There was one time we were a little late for rolling out that program for volunteers. Literally, communities started asking us, why is this delay? And I coolly said, it is not my activity, it is your activity. Then people had a different mind altogether and said like, oh, this is my work. मैं कर रहा हूँ, मेरा संस्था के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, मेरा कम्युनिटी के साथ काम कर रहे हैं. I think these guys are only helping us, but the power lies in us. So actually, if you see 2 cantonments, 7 gram panchayats, 2 corporations.
Pune.
Yeah, everybody is doing their own activities and the communities around them. Now they don't look for external help. They are saying, hey, we are conducting these transformations. Would you want to come and join with us?
Acha.
So that empowerment and a sense of belonging of them doing it, that attitude change has happened. Then, hey, somebody is there to help. Can we take the help? Instead, hey, why can't we be the change and do things on our own? That has happened.
और जो लोग बोलते हैं कि वॉलंटियरिंग करना तो चाहते हैं लेकिन टाइम नहीं है, रिसोर्स नहीं है, उनका
Okay. See, whether you follow sun or moon, everybody has a universal calendar.
Okay.
Everybody has only 24 hours to live a day. Right? Individually, you can split the hours. But I would say it is not a time management problem or a resource management problem. It is a priority management problem. If you consider that as near and dear to your heart, you will find a way. There is a classic sayings that we keep saying that there are times where you seek volunteering. There are other times volunteering seeks you.
Okay.
It will find its way. If you are a passionate lover about trees, a tree-related volunteering will come and appear before you. That is what I would say. See, for example, I think this CII has this India Vision at 100, like Amrit Kalka programs and stuff like that.
Achha.
You have portals. You just sign up. Either through your corporate social responsibility or Facebook, Instagram. There are so many avenues that are open to inviting volunteers. You just go search volunteering. There will be 10 posts coming in your way to sign up. It's just that you have to be aware. There's no excuse. Priority could be your challenge, but that is the only excuse. Time and resources not. We are conducting 52 weekend drives of cleanup.
Clean city.
Clean city. You miss this week, the next week it is available. The next to next week.
True. Intent होना चाहिए.
Yeah, priority. I mean, there are times it takes time to fix that priority, but once you set, hey, this 2 hours I will jump and see what it is there, you will find your way.
Yeah.
Or else volunteering will find your way.
And it is coming from Satya, so हो सकता है, possible है, किया जा सकता है. You have shown it how it is
We
possible.
have shown it, not just I'm proud of it, it so organically happened. 1,000 volunteering events I would have created on my own, but rest of it all came from 10,000 events over 15 plus years. I've not come just because of me trying to do things myself. Volunteering, being in the ring, it keeps coming to you. I've been on the journey of 10,000 other people's event, which I proudly call than the 1,000 events that I've made up.
Okay. Yeah. True. what do you see in next 5-10 years? How this volunteering will evolve? मतलब कैसे होगा ये? कहाँ जा रहे हैं हम?
I don't know the crystal ball. But in my experience, what I would say is that the CSRs, NGO, impact programs, large scale volunteering are all a means to an end. I would see everything resulting in a behavioral change or a problem being solved. Or, for example, that way it can even eradicate a problem. And at the same time, we will move on to products that can eradicate these problems. Instead of the act of doing, you help people with enough tools as well as products that help tide over those menace. Right from recycling sanitary pads, which otherwise you would construct 2.5 Eiffel towers every year with the kind of waste that is getting generated. Products become better. Okay. And then business models become enriched. So all this act of means to an end, the end will be the more focus than just volunteering. Nowadays we see hackathons being conducted, social problems being solved through hackathons and stuff like that. So I think it is natural to move away from act of doing things to solving things is what I think. And with Amritkal coming in, I would see the nature of volunteering moves away to the crowd who will see their future in 2047. We call them as Amritkal, right? Okay. It is for you guys that you want to decide your future. You want to solve the problems of the future. You better take control and do it. So it will have a voice of the youth trying to determine their dreams and their aspirations. That's where volunteering would go. It will be highly customized to them.
And what is your vision for volunteering? Final question.
Final question. Okay. See, forget about everybody, right? I've lived through my ages and stuff like that. But for any kid that is born, I want them to enjoy volunteering. The joy of giving and participating in problem solving. I want every kid to go through it. That is why we call it as a national habit. For example, India gave yoga to the world.
Yes.
Right? I want volunteering to be the yoga 2.0 for the world. It should be our next contribution to the world. Not just local, but global problem solving, global initiatives that has the scale of affecting the entire humanity, just not around people around you. It's good to start locally, but we should be ambitious about that. Every kid will have a world that they want to see, and that will be our yoga 2.0 for the world, which is volunteering.
Okay. And
it's a very big dream, but
yeah, it will happen.
It will happen, hopefully.
Yeah. And thanks Satya for coming. And अब जब मैं देखूँगी वॉलंटियरिंग कहीं होते हुए तो अभी डिफरेंट पर्सपेक्टिव हो गया पूरा. एंड जो हमारे व्यूअर्स हैं, जो लिसनर्स हैं, मुझे नहीं लगता किसी ने भी वॉलंटियरिंग के बारे में इतना सुना है. लोग जनरली देखते हैं टी शर्ट पहन के 4-5 लोग कुछ कर रहे हैं, एंड दे समटाइम इट लुक्स लाइक ब्रांडिंग, समटाइम इट लुक्स लाइक ओके दे आर जेन्युइनली डूइंग इट, बट इतनी अंदर तक जाके इतनी सारी चीज़ें होती हैं. आई डोंट थिंक पीपल आर अवेयर ऑफ इट. सो थैंक्स फॉर लेटिंग अस नो कि ये क्या क्या होता है. एंड मोर ओवर these things will help, and moreover more people will join this cause. Thank you.
Yes, thanks for giving me an opportunity. And as I said, like we are the 9th populous nation in the world. We are not alone.
Yes,
we are powered by our network. What feeds in goes around, comes around. And we'll make a better place to live.
True. Thank you.
Thank you.